Secretary. Thanks for the introduction and the broader picture of government business. As Andrew mentioned, I manage a coastal group within GINA that provides various technical support to the Coast Protection Board. That's engineering, planning and scientific advice. The coastal people within GINA also act as a coastal resource, as an information and knowledge resource for South Australia more generally, whether that's local government, the community developers, other government agencies, or in liaison with the feds. The Coast Protection Board has been around about 40 years now. So I guess it's been around since long before climate change became the level of issue that it is now. But fortunately, its scope is fairly broad, and if it's becoming a problem on the coast, then it's within the board's scope. So the board has well and truly embraced the issue of coastal of climate change. Going back through the various documents, the first mention I found was in the 1984 review of the management of Adelaide beaches, where it was raised that sea level rise would be a problem in managing the beaches in the future. By 1991, the board had produced a policy around coast protection and coastal development that was adopted by the government that had explicit allowances for sea level rise to 2050 and 2100. And in 1994, they were incorporated into statewide planning policies. So since then, pretty much all coastal development has been subject to these policies. And so, apart from just existing current hazards, the expected impacts of sea level rise on flooding and erosion have been factored into new coastal development, and in also in protecting existing coastal development. And largely the board acts through local government in partnership with them in delivering those sort of on-the-ground activities and works, and continues to do so. But it's also working with NRM, other stakeholders, other sectors, and across all regions. So the board and the staff in GINA, we're working with Adaptation on a daily basis. So every assessment of development application we see, every vulnerable area that we're asked to look at, or every strategy that we need to develop incorporates sea level rise, not just sea level rise, but issues such as acidification, which is important in looking at, say, sentience on the coast and their stability, and whether they're likely to wipe out development in the future. So virtually all matters that we do with the coast require some assessment of climate change impacts, whether that's development, infrastructure, or ecological issues, type-dependent ecosystems. What are they going to do? Where can they go? 2 minutes. Fine. For many years, of course, in a way, dealing with these coastal issues was dealt with in isolation by the board. We had a problem on the coast, we go and assess it, work out a strategy. That may be protection, it may be something else. Now, that's been fine if you think that the only issue is purely a coastal problem, but now we're dealing with a huge number of stressors, and clearly an integrated approach is needed. And because of that, the coastal area was a very early supporter of the development of the climate change adaptation framework. And when the framework was adopted last August, or released last August, the board went so far as to review its strategic priorities and amend its strategic plan to reflect that plan and how the board will support it and help implement it. Within that framework, the board has a clearly defined role, which in summary, or a number of roles, in summary, is policy development and maintenance for the coast, guidance to planning authorities and anyone else that asks, input on coastal matters to the integrated vulnerability assessments and adaptation plans, And my favourite bit though is that there's specific mention in there about implementing adaptation plans. So there's a role there to actually do something once we've worked out something needs to be done and hopefully worked out what needs to be done. We're already working with the various sectors and regions on notable regions with the Northern New York region, the Western region, and we're working with many of the councils in the Southern region as well, and even to some extent the Murray-Darling Basin region, which although probably doesn't get a lot of priority, you see there is a little bit of coast down the bottom here. And well, there's the evidence, Port Adelaide again, looking very wet at this stage. So, you know, we've been involved to a considerable degree already. We're certainly looking forward to continuing to do so.